consecutive mean? Please tell me somebody in this room knows. Nope.
I feel like I know what it means, but
Like numbers that are in order.
One after another. That is correct. Okay? One after another. Within a problem situation, verbal phrases identify the problem. It is an equation or an inequality. Fill in the symbol used to represent the verbal phrase. So is, how do we show that as a symbol? Equals. Is equal to, how do we show that? Equals. Is less than. A less than sign. Uh-oh, can't see it. Is greater than sign. Is at most. Less than or equal to. Is at least. Greater than or equal to. Is no more than. Less than or equal to. It can be that, it just can't be more than that. Is no less than. Greater than or equal to. Because consecutive integers follow specific patterns, they can be used to solve problems. So, consecutive integers are what? What are integers? Come on.
Negative and positive.
Give me a better definition. You guys are in algebra. What are integers?
any number that's not a fraction or decimal.
That would work. But a fraction or a decimal, okay, well, yeah, all right. Okay, I can live with that. How the official definition is negative and positive whole numbers, including what? 0. Okay? All right, consecutive integers, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how could I represent that in algebra? Anybody have an idea? Algebraically. What if I made 5x? What would 6 be? Think about it. 6 based on 5. How would you write that? Okay, so 6 would be x plus 1. How about 7? X plus 2. How about 8? X plus 3. Pretty simple, right? Okay. So what about even numbers? If 2 is x, or the smallest one is x, it might be a 2, it might be a 12. What could the next consecutive even integer be? X plus 2. Now you got the pattern. X plus 4. X plus 6. Okay? Okay, odds. What would I do different? 3 is x, so what is 5? Plus 2. Yeah, x plus 2. X plus 4. X plus 6. What did you notice about consecutive even or odd integers?
It's every other number.
How are they represented? They're represented the same way regardless if they're even or they're odd, aren't they? Because your starting number has to be even or odd, so every other one is even or odd, all right? So they are represented in the same pattern for algebraic situations. Write an equation or an inequality for each of the problem situations below. Solve each equation or inequality and give the final solution in set form. What is set form? How do you notate a set of numbers? Anybody have an idea? Way back, probably, I don't know, it's probably been a while since you've done set notation. Brackets.
Oh.
People, like 0, 1, 2, 3. That is a set, okay? That is set notation. Okay? All right, so here we go. The sum of 3 consecutive integers is 24. What do we do when we sum? Okay, so we've got the sum of 3 consecutive is 24, isn't it? So I'm going to make number 1. What should I make number 1? I got 3 numbers.
3.
Algebraically, how could I notate number 1? The first consecutive integer. I don't know what the number is. I'm not saying that it's the number 1, okay? I'm saying whatever that number is, how am I going to represent it? X. So then how am I going to represent the second consecutive integer? X plus 1. And the third is going to be X plus 2. All right, so now we've got our setup. X plus 1 plus X plus 2. And if you get lost in all that, I could do this just so you see I have 1, 2, and 3, okay, is 24. So now it's just a matter of solving. Combine like terms. How many X's do I have? 3x. How many constants do I have? Total? Plus 3 is 24. Subtract 3. I get 3x is 21. Divide by 3. And I get x is 7. So I know number 1 is 7. Number 2 is 7 plus 1, which is 8. And number 3 is 7 plus 2, which is 9. Let's figure it out. 9 plus 8 is how much? 17 plus 7 is what? You guys need to be checking your answers. And so to put that in set notation, it would be 7, 8, 9, and close my set. And there is my answer. Okay. All right, let's try another one. The sum of 4 consecutive integers is at least 126. What is the set of the smallest 4 consecutive integers that fits this situation? Now remember, you can't just figure this out. What do you have to have in order to get credit for the question? But what kind of work? There you go. You can't just sit there and do this in your head. You're going to have to come up with an algebraic equation. All right? So how many numbers do I have?
4.
So I got number 1 number 2, number 3, and number 4. How am I going to represent the smallest? X. And the second smallest? X plus 1, X plus 2, X plus 3. Okay? I'm going to come over here and solve. I've got X plus 1 plus, oops, put a times sign in there or an X for some reason, plus X plus 2 plus X plus 3 is at least. What kind of sign am I going to use? What they're saying is this side is at least this side, so greater than or equal to. It has to be at least 126. It can be more. Okay? So how many x's do I have? 4x, and then I have 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 3 is 6. It's greater than or equal to 126. Subtract 6. I end up with 4x is greater than or equal to 120. Divide both sides by 4. I need to flip my sign, right? What? Okay, just checking. Seeing if you're awake. 120 divided by 4 would be what? How much? 30. Sorry about that. I went off screen a little bit. These darn cameras lining them up. All right. So let's keep going. Flip the page. The sum of three consecutive odd integers is less than 54. What is the set of the largest three consecutive odd integers that fits this situation? Oh, I didn't write it in set notation. I didn't ever find my answer, did I?
No.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So this one is 30. This one is 30 plus 1. I would have gotten counted off. 30 plus 2. This one is 30 plus 3. I'm not awake today, huh? 31, 32, 33. So in set notation, that's 30, 31, 32, and 33. There's my answer. I'm going to check it. I've got 0 plus 1 is 1, plus 5 is 6, correct? And then nothing to carry. I got 3, 6, 9, 12, 126. I'm good to go. Checked it. Okay. All right. The sum of three consecutive odd integers is less than 54. What is the set of the largest three consecutive odd integers that fits this situation? Okay, I got 3. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Pretty simple. Same thing all around. I've got X. Now I need odd. So what's number 2?
X plus 2.
X plus 2. And 3 is going to be what? X plus 4. Okay? So X plus 2 plus X plus 4. What sign am I using? Less than 54. How many x's do I have? 3x plus 6 is less than 54. Subtract 6. I end up with 3x is less than 48. Divide both sides by 3. And x is less than 16. So if x has to be less than 16, what is x?
15.
Because it's odd, right? I couldn't have chosen 14, could I? If they'd wanted even, then I would have to choose 14. Be careful. So x is 15. That makes 15 plus 2 equals 17. And 15 plus 4 is 19. Set notation is 15, 17, 19. And you'll do all your work on a separate piece of paper, people. Okay? So then I've got 15, 17, and 19. I've got 26, and 5 is 30. Hold on here. That's 16. That's not going to work. 5 and 7 is 12, plus 9 is 21, isn't it? Carry 2, 3, 4, 5. But it had to be less than 54. They add up to 51, so I'm okay. Right? Okay. All right, I'm going to write these out, but I'm not going to necessarily solve them. I think that this is pretty simple solving, but I know that some of you still struggle with writing the equations. You got to get good at it. For more than, there's that famous word. We talked about it in 8th grade just last week, didn't we? What does more than mean? Where's that 4 going to go? Behind the x. So I've got 5 times a number plus 4 is less than, so less than 54. Evaluate the problem for the values. Okay? That would be your equation. 2 times the sum of a number and 4 increased by 3 is at most, ooh, this is a complicated one, is at most, which means that's going to be a less than or equal sign. 6 less than the number. Ooh, so I got X, I got the number, I've got a 6 less than, but it's a less than. So, all right, this is a fun one. Let's figure out, what is it going to look like? What's the first side? It says 2 times, this is the key, the sum of a number and 4. Okay? So how do you show the sum of a number and 4?
X plus 4.
X plus 4, and it's going to have to be in parentheses because you're going to do 2 times the sum of that. So then I would put my 2 out here. Okay? Increased by 3 is at most 6 less than the number. So how am I going to write that? X minus 6. Is it getting easier? Okay, I hope so. Okay, 3 times the sum of a number and 2. So we have that again. Sum of a number and 2. So we know this is going to be X plus 2, and we have 3 times that. Is greater than or equal to 33, but less than, or equal to 66. Ooh, it's an interval. Which interval represents the values of the number in this situation? You don't have to solve this. 3x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 33, but has to be less than or equal to 66. It's not bad if you'll just follow what it says. Change the following mathematical sentences into verbal sentences using consecutive integer terminology. How can I write this? Anybody want to tell me?
The sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 78.
Yep. The sum of 3 consecutive integers is 78. The only reason I wouldn't use numbers is because then is it a fraction or All right, this one. Be careful.
Sum of 3 consecutive integers.
But what are they?
Even.
They're not really, they're consecutive even integers, okay? So good, keep going.
Is at most 79.
Very good. The sum of 3 consecutive even integers is at most 79. No, because it's not greater than 79. It can be at most, the biggest it can be is 79. Okay, we got a few little problems here for you to do.